Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Missnicety on Be More Playbook. Yeah, this is my new platform where I provide weekly insight on sports and more. Detroit, what up, though? Okay? That's me acting like Eminem. Look, a couple of days ago, Eminem was tasked with the job of introducing President Obama to a Detroit rally. And when I tell you it was epic, it was epic. It's going all around the internet now. But if you haven't seen it, please go on YouTube, or if you do IG, TikTok, you do the X, whatever you do, go on your platform and try to pull up that interaction that President Obama had with Eminem. So Eminem introduces him and he comes on stage, and when I tell you, President Obama is the most charismatic, charming fella that ever was. I mean, he is just so delightful. He comes on the stage and he is actually rapping. He is rapping Eminem's rap. And Detroit went wild. And one of the reasons why it was so intuitive, but he found out the day before that Eminem will be introducing him. And knowing how smart and intelligent that man is, he probably knew how he was going to do that. But he started rapping, the crowd go wild. If you haven't seen it, go see it, because it's memorable, it's epic, it's a mic drop. Okay? Now let's move on to sports. I wanted to go over this new professional woman basketball team that's coming in the United States. Okay? And it's called Unrivaled. This league was introduced like 15 months ago in July of 2023 by Brianna Stewart. That's the sister. No, that's the white girl, Vanilla girl that just won a championship in New York Liberty. That's her, and also Nafisa Collier, who the team that went up against her, the Minnesota Lynx. These two young ladies got together like 15 months ago, and they decided that they want to create a new league to give WNBA players options on what to do or how to make money during the off season. So if you know anything about what these young ladies do when they play WNBA, on the off season, they usually go overseas. You know, they go to European country, Asian country, they go to Korea, China, and they play in those leagues in order to make money, because these women aren't making that much money. Not like their counterparts. They're the NBA. These fellas are making nice income. Not these girls. These girls not making no nice income. Most of the time when they come over with a base salary like less than $80,000, and they in a contract. But if you like a Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese or somebody like that, when you come over, you had the opportunity to get like promotion deals and stuff like that. So that's how they usually make their money, right? So a normal chick that come from college, that go to the NBA, they can't get those types of deals. So they go overseas and they play for those overseas leagues. They make money, and pretty much to balance out the little bit money. They say the average income for a NBA player is $150,000. That's it. Okay? But if you, and that's the average. But like I said, when Caitlin and Angel Reese came into the league, they are known to be said they only make like less than $80,000. Okay, so they was like, this not right. It increases their risk for injury and all that. Why don't we have something here? So these two bright young ladies, Brianna, my vanilla sister for New York Liberties, and Nafisha, who is my sister girl, who's married to a Vanilla brother, came together and they said, look, let's create our own league. And guess what? It's coming to fruition, y'all. This is a real thing. It's called Unrivaled, and you gotta look out for it because they announced, what was it, Monday? They announced that TNT Sports and True TV will be airing it, and that's one of the biggest things in order to get your league off of the ground is actually broadcasting. So that's another challenge tackled, and then they not defeated, they winning. Okay. These young ladies are winning. So let's talk about the league itself. The league itself will consist of 30 players. And like I said, these are players straight from the WNBA. They don't go to the neighborhoods. They don't go to the colleges. Straight from WNBA. 30 women. They get them together, divided in 6 teams, 5 players on each team. And guess what? They already have 26 players signed. Yes, 26. They only have 4 more. And about the time I push stop to this, they probably have those 4. Anyway, the two that created the program, Brianna and Nafisa, they're playing. Kelsey Plum from Las Vegas Aces, she's playing. Kayla from the Lynx will be playing. Brittany Griner and also your girl Angel Reese will be playing. She signed up, I believe, Monday as well. So the base pay for these players is $100,000. And the league will only run 3 months. So that's not a bad gig, right? And like I said, this league is not to take over the WNBA, is really to complement them, to give these young ladies a stage or a platform to exhibit their skills off season, so they don't have to go overseas. So I think it's a great idea. I'm glad it's there. The ladies, like I said, base salary is $100,000. And you know how all the leagues always have like all-star game in the middle. So in the middle of this league for each season, they're going to have something called one-on-one, where this a one-on-one tournament where the sisters go back and forth. Whoever win, they will win additional $250,000. So it's set up like something like the Big Three, where it's 3 people will play. Even though the team is 5, 3 people will play. There'll be 45 games, and as I mentioned, they will be aired on TNN Sport. But the Saturday games are the ones that's going to be on True TV. All right, so what else do I want to mention about this league? Just watch out for it. It's a decent reason why it's here. I believe a lot of people was thinking that it wasn't going to materialize to anything, but it is. Okay, it was in the news this morning. If you look, it was an article this morning where they actually named these 6 teams. So check it out. It ain't going nowhere. So if you wanted to invest, like if you was a Tyler Perry, you got them deep pockets, like a Kevin Hart, or maybe a Serena Williams, or a Oprah Winfrey, and you wanted to invest, I just want to let you know it's too late. Yes, it's too late because the seed funding for this league has closed, okay? And they moving on because they got their bread. And I want to mention some important names. First of all, they announced that the president of Unrivaled will be Nafisa's vanilla husband. I shouldn't say that, but I'm happy for her. Fanisa, her husband, Alex, is going to be the president of the league. And Mickey Lawler, I don't know if you guys know who she is, but she is currently the president of the WTA. And those are some people over there, okay? And she is the president. She has been the president for almost 10 years now, since 2025. And prior to that, for 11 years, she served on the board of directors. So she is very connected, okay? But the greatest thing about them procuring her as the commissioner of the league, that's what she's going to serve, is that she was actually instrumental in getting salary for women in a tennis league compatible to the salary of men. So I don't know if you know, like I'm gonna say it was probably like 10 years ago, where the women were complaining that right next to them, we on the same courts, we don't understand why they getting more money than us. Okay, so they went through that, and now the women in the tennis is getting just as much money as the men. So that is a great business move for them to put Mickey Lawler in that spot, because she can do some great things. And like I said, for the goal and the purpose of this league is to offset the income that they don't get at the WNBA. So that was a good thing. And another thing that I want to mention, that the people who were lucky, who were able to get into the financing of this, who invested in this new league. And one of the people, I just want to mention them, some of them are some big names, but Kobe Altman, who is the president of the NBA. I'm not sure if you know him, but he is one. The head coach of UConn, Gino, he is a person that invested in Unrivaled. Steve Nash and Carmelo Anthony are investors in this league. But you also have current players, which is Trey and Tyus Jones. Those are brothers who currently play in the NBA. They are investors. Who else? Ashton Kutcher, he is an investor. Megan Rapinoe, I don't know if you know her, but that's the soccer player. My vanilla sister, who usually, she plays soccer and she be having like all the different colors. Like she'll have pink hair, purple hair, blue hair. That's her. She's investing. And also Alex Morgan, who is another American soccer player. Gary V, I don't know if you know Gary V, but he took the internet by storm on YouTube when he do a lot of motivational type of speeches and stuff like that. But Gary V, who else? Steve Forbes' daughter, okay, Moria Forbes, she's invested in it. And also the Asian American golf player Michelle Wee West, she's is invested in this new team. So the team ain't going away. They have some nice business people in place to help lift this team up, this new league. And I am excited about where it's going. So look out for them. The Unrivaled Basketball League. And it's the first season should kick off in 2025 between January and March. So moving right along, let's go to my report card from last week, which is almost similar to the week before that. The week before that, I got 11 right, and tonight, this one, I have 11 right. But the only difference is it was 15 games, and I got 4 wrong. So the last one it was 14 games and I got 3 wrong, but it was the same 11 right. So let's go and talk about the 4 that I got wrong. I picked Atlanta to beat Seattle, but Seattle won 34-14. The next one was Green Bay and Houston. I don't know if you remember me talking about this one, because I was just finding out how Houston was balling, right? And I picked Houston to beat Green Bay, but Green Bay actually won 24-22, which I'm not mad at because I like Jordan Love. The next one I got wrong was Miami and the Colts. I picked Miami to win, but the Colts won. And the very last one was one that I was hoping it happened, but it never happened. Kansas City against San Fran. I picked 49ers to beat Kansas City, but Kansas City won 28-18. So that's that. All right, let's more football. Okay, so let's go to, I don't know if y'all remember, but the first week I did something called the football bubble, right? And I had these teams in the bubble, and then I had these other teams around the bubble trying to penetrate. So the bubble is like the teams that I'm picking to make the Super Bowl, and then the teams around it are trying to penetrate the bubble so they can make the Super Bowl. So I originally picked Ravens, Green Bay, Eagles, and the 49ers. Guess what, y'all? I'm still picking Ravens, Green Bay, but now I have the Lions and the Texans in my Super Bowl bubble, okay? Around the bubble, I have the Eagles. And y'all be thinking, the Eagles? Yes, the Eagles, okay? We right there with Washington. And I have Washington. So Eagles and Washington that's outside, still trying to penetrate that bubble. I have the Chiefs. You might be wondering, why isn't the Chiefs inside the bubble? Because they 6-0. They going for the three-peat. I just don't think it's going to happen. So why should I put them in the bubble when I really don't think they're going to the Super Bowl? But I gave them a little bit of respect and put them on the outsides of the bubble. Other than that, I have Buffalo Bills. They are trying to penetrate the bubble, and that's mainly because they are 5-2. They the top of their division. And also, I have Pittsburgh. Okay. And Pittsburgh, to me, is not doing that bad. They right there with the Ravens. So I have them outside the bubble. And Tampa and Atlanta. They in the same division. And to me, they are the same team. Okay? They show up. They win sometimes. They do great. They show up and they just get beat sometimes by the other team where it looks bad for them, right? So I never know. But to me, it's like the very same team. They in the same division. To me, they reacting the same way. And they're right now, their record is the same, 4-3. So I never know what I'm going to get with Atlanta or Tampa. So one of the things about Atlanta is they without their quarterback. So it's hard to root for a team when they on their second line quarterback. So let's talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl picture and the teams that I have inside the bubble. I said the Ravens, Green Bay, the Lions, and the Texans. The Texans and the Lions was actually outside the bubble. Then they done popped through the bubble and knocked the Eagles and the 49ers out. So let's talk about these teams. The Ravens. Okay, I believe the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. Let me tell you, I asked my mother every year, what you think the Ravens going to do this year? She say they going to the Super Bowl. And I bust out laughing because I never see them going to the Super Bowl. Last year they got real close and I said, ooh, this is their opportunity. But they squandered it, right? But this year, I actually have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. Look, I looked at the next 10 games that the Ravens play, and I only see 2 teams that may beat them or give them a challenge. All of those 10, 8 out of those 10 games left, they should beat easily. But the 2 teams, the Eagles and the Steelers, I think is going to give them their biggest challenge. And here's the thing. The Steelers, they see them twice, right? So, and I put them outside the bubble because to me, the Steelers is not doing bad. And they have something that the Ravens don't have. They have 2 quarterbacks. I don't care which one you start. Depending on if you in the end zone, play Fields. If you just need the ball to go down, play Russell. Okay, you got 2 good quarterbacks that you can play. The Ravens don't have that, okay? They had 1 good quarterback. That's Lamar, right? And if something happened to Lamar, they done. They finished, okay? But I do have them going to the Super Bowl this year. Okay, they're going to win in the playoffs. And they'll make it. I feel like they'll make it. Now, Green Bay and Texans. I have them in the Super Bowl bubble, and it's kind of like by default. And it's like the same reason, but it's flipped around. For instance, Texans. I feel like Texans is going to win their their division. So they're going to the playoffs. And the reason why I think that they're going to play good in the playoffs is because the last teams that they have to play, they got to play some big teams. They got to play the Ravens. They got to play the Lions. They got to play the Chiefs. They got to play the Cowboys. Not saying that they're a big team, but there's something to reckon with. And I feel like all of those games that they have to play, they're going to win a division. That's going to make them a stronger team. And I feel the same for the Texans as I feel for Green Bay. But kind of like a different, Green Bay is in a great division. Okay, their division is balling. You hear me? They have Detroit, they have Vikings, it's them, and then it's the Bears. So these teams, they're going to be playing twice, right? And I think it's going to make them strong as a player to figure out what to do, how to use their players. And so when they go to they're going to get in the playoffs. They definitely going to get in the playoffs. But what's going to happen is not because of their record, but what's going to happen is they played so many great teams, they're going to do well. They're going to do well against all the teams that become a part of the playoffs. So what else? Oh, Atlanta and Tampa. So in that division, I put them side by side because Atlanta and Tampa, I said, I must already went over this. They are the exact same team to me. All right, so that's the Super Bowl picture. Now let's get down to my picks. I know that's what you came here for, so let me give it to you. Thursday night game, Minnesota against the Rams. I have Minnesota winning. Baltimore against Cleveland on Sunday, 1 o'clock game. Baltimore winning easy. Between Detroit and Tennessee, I have the Lions beating. Between Kyler Murray and Tua, I don't even know why Tua playing. Really, but anyway, I have Murray, the Arizona beating Miami. Between the Jets and New England, I have the Jets winning. New England on one game, really. So by default, Aaron Rodgers and them should get a win. Between Atlanta and Tampa, I just finished talking about these two teams. They pretty much the same team to me. But, and then quarterbacks, I just don't have them winning this game. I have, and they playing at Tampa, so I have Tampa winning. Between Chicago and Washington, oh, child, that was a hard one because, y'all know Washington is balling right now. But I'm going to pick the Bears, okay? I need them to lose. I need Washington to lose. But I'm going to pick the Bears. Between Green Bay and Jacksonville, I have Green Bay. Between the Colts and Houston, I have Houston. But I also wanted to mention, did you see they set Wacko down? Yes, they set his tail down. And I said, good for you, Wacko. You done had your opportunities, okay? And you not all that. I remember you being in Baltimore, okay? Throwing all those interceptions, getting sacked. Matter of fact, when y'all did win the Super Bowl and you got MVP, I didn't think you deserved it. If you go back and you look at those stats on that game, man, you was throwing so many incompletes. What is his name? Antoine Bowman, incomplete. You threw to Toy Smith, incomplete. So many incomplete sacks. I don't think you got an interception, but you shouldn't have been the MVP. I don't know what you trying to do. 39, 40 years old. You trying to get in the Hall of Fame? It ain't happening. You not the Hall of Fame material. Okay. Okay. So yeah, they set that tail down and they put their what's his name? A. Richardson, they put him in. He is the person that they invested in, the young fella. They put him in, and they won last week. So they need to do the same thing. Put that brother in and sit wacko but down, okay? But I don't have y'all winning anyway. I have the Chargers. And I'm not into any of the H's. The Herberts or the Harbaughs, okay? But I have them beating you guys. Between Buffalo and Seattle, I have the Bills. Between Philly and the Bengals, I have Philly winning in Cincinnati. Between Broncos and the Panthers, I have Denver beating Carolina. Between Kansas City and Las Vegas, look, I wanted to give it to the Raiders. However, the Raiders are playing so bad. I can't see Kansas City going in there and let the look. If you can take it, take it. But I'm picking Kansas City. All right, and so for Sunday Night Football, Dallas and San Francisco, the Dak and Purdy show, I have San Francisco winning. And these two guys are kind of like the same quarterback. You got Dak with 8 touchdown passes so far. Brock Purdy with 9. But the San Francisco 49ers is a little banged up. They got a lot of folks that's questionable and or injury reserve. So I'm still picking San Francisco, okay? I'm still picking the Purdy show. And Monday night is Pittsburgh against the Giants. I'm going with Pittsburgh. I think it's a better team. Not only that, they have Fields and Russell. Pick your poison, okay? Pick your poison. It should be a cakewalk for them. So that's my picks. That's my what I have for week 8. Sit down, take a look at it, enjoy football, okay? Are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some football?